Let's go Dolphins! I need to talk about the decision that's been discussed for months, and now it seems like it might actually happen. Tua Tagovailoa could be replaced. You heard right. The quarterback this team invested millions in, the guy many believe to be the future of the franchise, could finally be taken off the field. And not just for one game, this could be the beginning of the end. Mike McDaniel just gave his most shocking press conference yet, and the clues are all there. Everything points to a major change this week. The quarterback controversy is no longer a debate, it's a burning fire within the team. But before I explain exactly what McDaniel said, what this means for the future, and why this is much bigger than a bad game, click the like button if you're a Dolphins fan who refuses to settle for mediocrity. And leave a comment right now. Go Dolphins! It's time to wake up! Without further ado, let's get straight to the point. Tuesday's press conference wasn't just another coach cliche-filled Q&A. It was the first real sign of accountability in months. Reporters asked Mike McDaniel directly if he was considering a change at quarterback heading into this week's game against the Bengals, and his answer? The door is open. Quarterback play wasn't good enough against Pittsburgh. A change is being evaluated. And that means one thing. We could be seeing the end of Tua Tagovailoa as Miami's starter. Let's not ignore the timing. Under NFL rules, the starting quarterback must speak to the media on Wednesday before a Sunday game. If Tua isn't at the podium tomorrow, he's not the starter anymore. It'll be either rookie Quinn Ewers or veteran Zach Wilson taking the reins. And based on the tone McDaniel struck, that possibility is very real. McDaniel's comments were measured, but one quote stood out as damning. We have to have a certain standard at each position. That's it. That's the line. Because if Tua truly isn't meeting that standard, how can you send him back out there without looking like a fraud to your own locker room? This is bigger than just one game or one throw. The evidence has piled up for weeks. Even in wins, it's been obvious. Miami has been succeeding in spite of Tua, not because of him. He's become a liability in the exact moments a franchise quarterback should be the solution. And Monday night against Pittsburgh, that was the last straw. Tua's stat line looked solid if you didn't watch the game. 22 of 28, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. But zoom in on the first 3 quarters, the moments when the game was still alive. 6 completions on 10 attempts, just 66 yards, 1 interception, a brutal minus 0.619 EPA per play, a success rate under 31%. Those numbers rank bottom 3 among every NFL quarterback in Week 15. The only QBs worse in that stretch? Kenny Pickett and Shedeur Sanders. That's not playoff football. That's not even backup-level performance. And what about the fourth quarter? Don't be fooled. Down 28-3, Pittsburgh's defense shifted into prevent mode. Tua's late-game stats? Pure garbage time. Stat padding. Pittsburgh dared him to dink and dunk his way down the field with 10 and 15-yard throws, knowing full well he couldn't bring the team back. The game was already over. And this isn't a one-time issue. Tua is now 0-6 in games played in temperatures below 40 degrees. He shrinks in the cold. He shrinks in pressure. And in Miami's biggest games over the last 2 seasons, December, January, against quality opponents, he has consistently come up short. That's not just a bad stretch. That's a pattern. So what happens if he's benched? Who steps in? It comes down to 2 names, Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers. McDaniel said he won't treat the final 3 games as a trial practice. He wants whoever gives Miami the best chance to win now. That may point to Wilson, but let's be honest, asterisk what's the point? Asterisk Zach Wilson won't be here next year. Even if he plays well, it just creates a messy contract situation in 2026 where Miami would be juggling Tua's dead cap hit plus a possible deal for Wilson. The smarter play? Start Quinn Ewers. You've got a 7th-round rookie with a big arm, mobility, and a ton of unknown upside. Best case scenario? He surprises everyone and gives you a Brock Purdy-type spark. Worst case? You find out he's not the answer, but at least you know either way. You come out of 2025 with clarity, something this franchise desperately needs. Because here's the deal, if Miami does bench Tua tomorrow, that's it. There's no coming back. You don't bench a quarterback with a $54 million price tag and then throw him back in once the playoffs are out of reach. If he sits, his time as Miami's starter is effectively over. And that means the front office will be faced with 2 brutal options next offseason: make Tua the most expensive backup in NFL history, or eat a historic $99 million dead cap hit to move on. Either way, the Dolphins' era with Tua under center is crashing into reality. And while all eyes are on the QB drama, there's another storyline brewing: injuries. Minkah Fitzpatrick exited Monday night's game with a calf injury. McDaniel said it's week to week, not season ending, but let's be real. Miami is out of the playoff race. There's no reason to risk Minkah on a weakened calf and elevate the risk of a potential Achilles tear. Let him rest. Let guys like rookie Dante Trader Jr. get valuable reps. Same goes for Afita Melifonwo and Ashton Davis. It's time to evaluate the youth across the board, not just at quarterback. We're on the edge of something major here, Dolphins fans. The next 24 hours could decide the future of this franchise for years to come. And let's be crystal clear, this is not just about replacing a quarterback. This is about redefining what this franchise stands for. For too long, the Miami Dolphins have settled for just good enough. for empty box score stats, for soft press conferences and hope-based narratives. But the reality hitting us now is that hope isn't a strategy. It's a trap. And continuing with Tua Tagovailoa under center is clinging to a hope that has already betrayed us too many times. Let's talk legacy. When we look back on this era of Dolphins football, what will we say? That we had one of the fastest, most electric offenses in the league, but failed to reach our potential because the most important position was the weakest link? That we had a defense capable of dominating but were constantly asked to bail out an offense that couldn't get it done when the lights were brightest? Mike McDaniel knows this, and based on his comments, the pressure might not just be coming from inside the building, it may be coming from the very top. Owner Stephen Ross is watching. Fans are voicing their frustrations louder than ever. The national media has caught on. Everyone sees the pattern. Miami racks up wins against bad teams, but folds every time the spotlight comes on. And when the quarterback is laughing on the sideline down 28-3 in the fourth quarter, that's not leadership. That's not urgency. That's not what you want to see from the face of your franchise. That's what you see when a player knows he's lost the room, and maybe his job. So if you're Mike McDaniel, the time to make the hard decision is right now. Start Quinn Ewers. Make it known that performance, not contract size, dictates who plays. Show your locker room that this team is about winning, not protecting feelings or PR narratives. Show your fans that this organization is done accepting mediocrity disguised as stability. Because here's the scary part, if McDaniel doesn't act now, he might not get another chance. If he trots Tua back out there this Sunday against Cincinnati, knowing everything we now know, it won't just be a failure of strategy, it will be a failure of leadership. And eventually, that will cost him the locker room, the fan base, and possibly his job. Meanwhile, the locker room dynamic is shifting fast. Don't think for a second that guys like Jalen Waddle, Darren Waller, and Terron Armstead haven't noticed the difference between the quarterback stats and the actual product on the field. These are elite athletes, veterans of the game. They know when the guy under center is holding them back. That frustration builds, and the longer McDaniel hesitates, the more dangerous that dynamic becomes. This is not a call to scapegoat Tua for every problem in Miami. He's shown flashes. He's been through adversity. But in the NFL, consistency and clutch performance matter more than anything else. And over the last 2 seasons, he's come up short in the exact moments a franchise quarterback needs to rise. You can't build around that. You can't win playoff games with that. And you definitely can't keep rolling it out there, pretending it's good enough. So, the choice is simple. Give the rookie the reins. Let Quinn Ewers take this offense and run with it. Give the fans something new to believe in, even if it's just a glimpse of what could be. Best case, you find your future. Worst case, you know exactly what you need to fix in 2026. And while we're talking about the future, let's not forget what's at stake financially. Keeping Tua means potentially eating a $99 million dead cap hit if you cut him next year. That's a record-breaking decision. But sometimes you have to burn the past to build the future. Holding on too long only makes the pain worse. It's not about saving money in the short term. It's about regaining flexibility for 2027 and beyond. Look, change is uncomfortable. It's emotional. It's messy. But it's necessary. If the Dolphins want to be more than just a regular season highlight reel, they've got to get serious. About performance. About accountability. About building a culture that demands more. And it all starts now. Drop your thoughts below. Should it be Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers? And do you think Mike McDaniel has the courage to make this move before it's too late? Hit that like button if you believe in holding players and coaches accountable. Subscribe to the channel if you want more real talk about the Miami Dolphins every single day. We've got another video on screen breaking down how this team got here and what needs to happen next. Check it out, and remember, we can get to the Super Bowl, but only if we stop pretending and start rebuilding.